Hello everybody, welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube and Twitch channels. I am here on time, even a little bit before on time, if you can believe that. Cause we got a long stream ahead of us today. It's gonna be kind of can poly, kind of not can poly, cause those lazy fuckers didn't sit down in the House of Commons yesterday. Are we shocked? I'm not shocked. They did a whole week of work. Of course they need a day off. When Victoria Day is next week, of course they do. Anyway. Oh my god, that's why. They took the whole week off, I bet. They took the whole goddamn week. I guarantee you there's not going to be a question period today either because of Victoria Day coming next week. That's why on Friday they said on the 21st we're going to be voting. I should have caught that. They're off the whole week. They're off the whole week. Holy crap. It's an Iluit. Wow. Hi. Hello there. Hello there. Don't be afraid. I didn't pull up Twitch chat. Why did I not do that?
Little perverts.
How am I what the fuck retarded nonsense was that in my ears?
It is crazy. It is crazy.
It is crazy.
Even if, cause my old school, like when they have homecoming and stuff.
Wow.
I'm
going
there
very
to like support, but I ain't going down there looking for nobody.
What the hell?
Daughter. No.
This is on the homepage of Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, thank you. Thank you for getting me away from that. Whatever that was. Okay. This is why I like to have Twitch chat pulled up before I switch things over. Anyway. Excuse you, I wanted to be over in Twitch chat, the thing. There we go. Okay. So, we have a stream goal, as I keep saying, tirelessly and annoyingly. But I'm sorry, I have to. Because our damn water heater died. And I had to boil water like an old what's it called? An old-timey person to bathe the children.
Hello there, Obi-Wan. Button. Holy crap, Victoria Day snuck up on me. Button. Moderator. Good morning.
Hello there, Obi-Wan. Yeah, you got it. You got the reference. Yes. So, and of course, the thing is $1 for jumping jacks, so help us replace the water heater. So, here we are. We're gonna start with Reddit. 'Cause, of course we are. Boop. Live scene. Okay. Look at me being all professional and stuff. Am I the asshole for telling my husband Happy Father's Day today because it felt like I was doing it alone today? So this was a Mother's Day post. This person wrote on this for Mother's Day. Why am I not... Where is... Oh my god! Stop jumping. Okay. This morning, I woke up early to order myself coffee so he could take our son to pick it up. Well, why would you order yourself coffee and surprise me? I ordered myself coffee so that he could take my son and pick it up and surprise me. Then he went to the grocery store and thoughtfully picked up my favorite breakfast and came home. My husband made half of breakfast and then asked me to make the other half. No problem. He acknowledged that he was asking me to do it, or do the work, and still taking recognition for the benefit of our kids' experience and memories. Wow, okay. You sound like a lovely person. Yeah, it is so weird to see that name in chat because you've been like not here for almost a year. So yeah, sorry, that's throwing me. It was no problem until he went upstairs to go to the bathroom. And after 45 minutes, I walked upstairs to check on him, and he was asleep in our bed. He was asleep the entire afternoon. Okay, well, did he work the rest of the week? Did he work 6 days out of the week? Like, I'm sorry. Like, what do you want? Like, it's Mother's Day, yeah, but it's still, the family still has to function. Later that day, I was doing the absolute mountain of dishes, my third load for the day, but that's another story, and he asked me to make the grocery list. Okay, no, 3 loads of dishes on Mother's Day, that's not okay. I was forbidden from cleaning on Mother's Day. So, I mean, like, that's 3 loads of dishes, that's out of hand. I would have let him sleep for another, like, after 45 minutes, I would have checked on him, found him asleep, let him sleep for another, like, half an hour, and then woken him up and been like, okay, you've had your nap, you know, get up now, you know, like, why did you let him sleep the entire afternoon? Why did you not, like, let him sleep for another half an hour and then be like, hey, get up? What else is in this line? Okay. I asked if he could please make the list because I'm in the middle of doing the dishes, and further tried to coax him by using Mother's Day in a playful way. I really didn't want to drop what I was doing to dig into the fridge he was already standing in front of to tell him what we needed for dinner. He knows what the ingredients are. He could easily look himself, but he insisted I help him. I was super frustrated, so I took a deep breath, washed and dried my hands, and then opened the fridge and started telling him what we need. Yeah, I would be frustrated too. If he was standing right there, he could have opened the fridge and looked. Like, there's a difference between, like, if Pink Hollow's sitting down at his desk writing the list and he's like, hey, can you run and go check in the fridge and see what we need? Because I'm sitting and writing the list, right? But if I'm already doing the dishes, he'll, like, walk in with his pad and look and write it down. Like, he's not going to be like, hey, can you stop and feel around in the fridge and see what we need? Like, that's dumb. That's dumb. He could sense my frustration and called me on it. I explained that I was really hoping that he could make the list himself just this once, because I was in the middle of doing the dishes. I explained that when I make a grocery list, I just look at what we have and write down what we don't have, and I didn't understand why he needed my help. He started talking over me to say if I had a problem making the grocery list with him, I should just have told him. I did communicate that with him. He doubled down and told me that I needed to learn some patience. I smiled and said Happy Father's Day because it was the nicest thing I could think to say. That was the nicest thing you could think to say? Really? Okay. Weird. That's not a very nice thing to say. He went off at me, refused to get the ingredients to make our dinner, bought dinner for only himself and our kids, and have been giving me the silent treatment for over an hour. He says I went too far. Am I the asshole? Yeah, kinda. 'Cause you set up you let him sleep the whole afternoon. So you set up your frustration, right? You didn't come and go, okay, dude, come on, get up. Why are you sleeping right now? You didn't ask if it was okay to go for if I minded if you go take a nap. You lied to me and said you were going to go to the bathroom. Get up. Right? You didn't say that. You let him sleep till he got up on his own. You chose to let him do that and chose to do all the dishes yourself instead of going, get your ass up and help me. It's Mother's Day. Don't make me do all this on my own, and I shouldn't have to say that. You were passive aggressive about the grocery list. You didn't say, dude, you're standing in front of the fridge, turn around, open it, and look in it. And then write down what we need. You were like, well, I'm kind of doing the dishes right now. Can you maybe do it? Maybe please, huh? Kind of maybe? No, you were like, no, you should have been like, dude, can you not see I'm doing the dishes? You're standing in front of the fridge, turn around and look. This is, you are the asshole because you were passive aggressive. And then you were like, well, happy Father's Day. Like, holy fuck, dude. And I'm probably the odd one out here because as if you read these edits down here, she says, edit to add. Wow, I did not realize I was going to wake up to so much to read. Thank you for all of your feedback. I have been having my good self-brewed good coffee this morning and taking in the responses. I have a lot to look over and think about. I know divorce is the obvious answer. Why? Edit 2. No, the divorce is not the obvious answer for this specific incident. Edit 3. I mean, the idea of divorce is not solely based on this specific incident. Several people have commented thinking everyone is jumping to divorce based on this one situation. It is more complex than this one day. So, why are you... Okay, you still seem really petty. You still seem really, really petty. No, I'm not using Reddit as a poll for whether or not to leave my marriage. Both of our mothers are dead, unfortunately. Our children are 6 and under. It is common for parents to help and facilitate the day. 6-year-olds and toddlers can't be responsible for celebrating their parents. I didn't expect anything from him. I know it's just a Hallmark consumerism holiday. People who have commented are correct in saying that this incident is just representative of every other day, but amplified by the fact that Mother's Day was a particularly shitty day to choose to be particularly shitty. How is he being particularly shitty? He's just being stupid. You're the one who's being particularly shitty by being passive aggressive, not telling him openly what you need. Like, if I told Pincalo, hey, I'm going upstairs real quick to go to the bathroom, and then he found me an hour later in bed, he'd be like, what the fuck? Why didn't you just tell me, hey, I'm tired, I need to go lie down? Right? Like, and he would be right to say that, but it would be on him to say it, right? It wouldn't be like all on me as the person who went to sleep. It would be on him to come up and find me there and then be like, hey, what the fuck? This is better. This way you get up. Thank you. Hi, big baby Frankie. Hey, you're a Rips Arena person. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, posting to Reddit for... It's so weird to see your name back. Where the... Jeez. Where the... Hi. Good to see you. That's just ridiculous. And then she's like, I know divorce is an option. Well, yeah, if you're gonna be a shitty wife, yeah, maybe divorce is an option. Your husband is, like, yeah, that's just ridiculous. It's going okay. I'm hoping to be done my stream in time to do my match today, but I don't know if I will. I have a lot of things to do today. And remember, guys, thank you for watching. I do have a stream goal to replace the water heater. We are 1% of the way there. I have 15 of $1,000, and every time I get a donation, I do jumping jacks. So however much I get at a time, I will do it. It's $1 a jumping jack. What are you talking about, divorce? The Reddit post that I just reacted to. Here, I'll pop it back up. So this person was angry that her husband half-assed Mother's Day and asked her to stop doing the dishes and make a grocery list. And apparently this is representative of just his shitty behavior towards her and how she knows that divorce is an option to deal with it. And I don't understand, like, if you're gonna be that shallow over your relationship, then yeah, maybe your husband should deserve a better wife. Or or if you're not gonna divorce, go to goddamn couples counseling, for Christ's sakes. Because that's just ridiculous behavior on both. Like, she was passive aggressive. He lied about needing a nap. None of that is okay. None of that is okay. That is my take on that. None of what happened in this Reddit post is a good thing. And they both need couples counseling in a big way. Oh my goodness. I'm just, people are way too quick to end their relationships these days. I noticed it a lot during COVID, where people would have to lock down together and they just either never should have been together in the first place or just didn't have the wherewithal to stand the test of little shit. And, like, I'm looking at this from the lens of me and my husband have been together 17 years, and we went through a period of time where he got laid off and spent a year looking for jobs. And this was back in the first stages of the getting rid of pavement pounding, go look online for jobs. Look, she only represents one side of the story. To be honest, I don't know what's up with them too. Yeah, that relationship seems very weird and not good. What was I saying? Crap. Can't remember. Oh yeah. Shit, it's gone again. Help!
Message retracted. Button. Elune moderator. Hello, there will be one. Message retracted. Button.
Help! Help! I forgot. Yep. 17 years. Yep. Oh shit, now I remember. Yeah, there was a time when he was laid off for a year and had to do online job searching. And we were in a 1-bedroom apartment. And this was like 2 years into our relationship. And when he wasn't online looking for jobs, getting really frustrated by all of the stupid, like, redonkulous. Right. Talking about finding a job. Where he was doing all those ridiculous, repetitive applications. And then he would go play Fallout to just wind down. And I got so fucking sick of, I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. I got so fucking, oh my god. For a while, every time I heard that song, I was like, I'm gonna fucking go. But you know what? We managed to figure it out. Because the man deserved to play Fallout after trying to find a job all day. That's the thing, right? And so these people who have all these stupid little fights when they're like 5 years into their marriage, I'm just like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Open, clear, and honest communication will succeed over thinking your partner is telepathic. Right, Duck Dog? Thank you. Exactly. My parents have been together for 40 years now. Not everything went or is going well, but they're still together. It's work, right? It's never always going to be sunshine and rainbows, but the work is worth it, right? It's always worth it. It's always worth it. Yeah, I'm kind of pissed with myself because I went to try to change the stream goal from ending today to, like, I wanted to increase the days of the goal, but I accidentally ended up resetting the counter of donations. So it says 0 of 1,000 when it should say 15 of 1,000. Because, yeah, I'm an idiot. Okay. So yeah, Duck Dog, we're back to boiling water like old timey pilgrims because our water heater died. Oh, that's why I'm fucking pushing the stream labs so hard, and what's it called? And streaming for so much time. Okay, what's our first video? This is our Can Polly segment now. This is from 10 years ago. Rex Murphy just died. He was a political commentator in Canada for decades. And he was a very much unbiased person. You could always count on a well-reasoned opinion from Rex Murphy. So this, I wanted to show you the difference between the difference between Rex Murphy and what's thought of Trudeau 10 years ago. And then we're going to see an interview from a channel called The Plain Bagel. And look at that. Hey, honey. You're in chat. Hello. So let me switch over to the live scene.
There's been an unsettled, ambiguous quality to Justin Trudeau's leadership from the very beginning. We never quite know where the needle is going to fall. Does he earn all the attention getting because he radiates inspired, mature leadership? Or because he's one of those famous for being famous types? Is the Trudeau phenomenon fandom, or is it a wild response to genuine leadership?
This is what I'm talking about. This was 10 years ago at the height of Justin Trudeau's popularity and popularity of everybody loved what he was well, not everybody, but people were tired of Stephen Harper. They were like, they wanted something new.
Is it a Johnny Depp flair or sparks of Churchilliana? Is he a magnet for every TV camera and headline simply because he's attractive, given to party stunts, photogenic beyond the dreams of most MPs? Do people mob him, swoon, and take iPhone pictures mainly because he's Canadian royalty, by far the most famous 40-something in Canada? Or is it something else altogether? Are people looking at Trudeau and seeing signs of the qualities that go deeper than name or fame?
Nope.
Deeper than looks or locks? Qualities that emerge from character, from a trained and educated mind, intellectually strong and curious. Well, the selling of Justin Trudeau to a ladies' evening last week, $250 a pop.
Holy shit! Even back then, $250 a pop to go fraternize with what's it called? With Justin Trudeau? Jesus Christ.
To see the real Justin and quiz him, just for ladies, mind you.
Of course, just for ladies. Because I am a
Churchill side
feminist.
of the equation. The ladies had questions. What's your favorite virtue, Justin? Who's your hero? Questions of real sting and depth, perhaps
I love you, Rex Murphy. Rest in peace.
only surpassed in vigor by, are you a brunch person? Or Chardonnay, do you think it really goes with fish?
I love you, Rex Murphy. I oh my God. Rest in peace, sir. You were amazing. You were... iPhone pictures? Yeah, this is an old... It is. It really is. Those old... Those iPhone pictures. Oh, dear.
Now, being liked is one thing, but when a future prime minister is asked the government he now most admires and answered that of communist China, because it could turn things around on a dime and order up green policies with a snap of their dictatorial fingers, we're staggered.
Yeah. That's what he said. He said that back then, and people missed it. And thank God for Rex Murphy pointing it out, and to look back at this, and I wish I had been more politically knowledgeable than I had been back then, because I will admit I was one of the people that voted an MP, a Liberal MP, because I was way more left-leaning back then. So I will fully admit that for in the first election that elected Justin Trudeau, I did vote Liberal. But it was like, you still don't vote for Trudeau unless you're in Trudeau's riding. So every American that was like, all those Canadians that voted for Justin Trudeau, literally only like 90,000 people voted for Justin Trudeau. It was like more than that, but still, it was 100,000 people that actually ticked the box that said Justin Trudeau. Everybody else votes for a member of parliament that is representative of their riding.
That wasn't just dumb, admiring a murderous dictatorship. The record of Mao Zedong is a Hitler-scale blot on humanity. It was almost
Watching
weird.
on 2 platforms.
It was certainly immensely
Cool.
careless. And no, it wasn't a joke. The trouble for Mr. Trudeau is that these kinds of appearances, more fluff than fodder, playing off his glamour, place him very much in the unserious world of entertainment celebrity and give nutrition to the thought that he is a lucky lightweight, not a serious leader of a modern democracy. Where is Mr. Trudeau on stage, as his father was wont to do, delivering full, thought-out essays on Canadian life, aspects of how we live and govern ourselves, our place in this new age, or the shifting nature of Canada's economic and social landscape.
He was busy running around with Mommy Margaret. He wasn't paying attention to what Pierre was saying.
A flutter on pot policy doesn't cut it, and web stunts or Movember mustaches playing off the Johnny Depp persona, well, they look cute on Twitter, but they don't do for a real leader. All this too as Thomas Mulcair takes over question period and looks like a man ready for a step up.
Yeah, Tom Mulcair, it's sad because he really fumbled the NDP seat. He could have done, he could have really done he could have been another Jack Layton, and he fucked it. He really fucked it.
It's a moment.
It sucks.
The lightness of being Justin.
We got Jagmeet fucking Singh.
Unbearable. For the National, I'm Rex Murphy.
And that was 10 years ago, just before he got elected for the first time. And I wish more people had noticed. Because if you look at where we are now, I'm just going to quickly check Twitch chat. It won't let you subscribe. Oh, weird. Attractive? No, definitely not. What a man whore. Yep. He really is. Yeah. And then so we have what's it called? Father's still debatable. Yeah. That's true. So we have that interesting little 3-minute thing. And then we have this thing called I Interviewed the Prime Minister of Canada on housing and the economy. And it's a channel called The Plain Bagel. And so we're gonna see. I feel like this might be a fluff piece, but we're gonna see what this is. And let's take a look.
Hey guys, it's Richard. You're watching The Plain Bagel. Yeah, the title says it all. I had a very unique opportunity to interview the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. YouTuber reached out to say that he was doing a media event with them in Toronto and asked if I would like a 20-minute.
What is your heat source? My parents just got a tankless for the camp. 4.3 GPM for less than 350. Our water heater was electric. If that's what you mean by heat source. And we're looking at $1,000 for, I think the one that Pincalo saw. I think that's like the lowest end. I think it was like 1,000 plus tax. So that's what the stream goal is. Unfortunately.
20-minute interview. And at first I was hesitant to do it. Politics is not really something I look to cover on this channel, given the baggage, and I try to be as neutral as possible on these things. And I'm also not an investigative journalist. This is my environment. Me, alone in a room, talking to myself in front of a camera. But
hi! That's me too! Hello!
I ultimately decided to take advantage of the opportunity because I figured, if nothing else...
Well, I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you guys.
Response and bring, hopefully, some new information to the
hello.
table. And we ended up talking about the recently released government budget, Canadian real estate, the
that hasn't been voted on yet,
Canada's economy, and I even squeezed in a question about financial literacy. Now, to be clear, our conversation was very friendly. He's very polite in person. I like to think I am too. But I'm well aware that with an election next year, this was a campaigning opportunity for him. So you do have to keep that in mind and hold that.
Did you softball him or did you ask him hard questions?
Critical lens when listening to the answers and digesting the information. But nonetheless, it was still a really cool and interesting conversation. I'll include the whole conversation in this video. The only editing will be the jumps between the 3 different cameras. and also include some text blurbs at the bottom to add some context to some of the answers around specific Canadian decisions, past political moves, or more context around given data points or, again, information. But without further ado, here's what I got. Mr. Prime Minister, thank you for taking the time to chat with me today and giving me the opportunity to ask you some questions directly.
No.
I know you're a busy guy, so I appreciate the time.
I'm glad to be here, Richard. Glad to be talking about the economy.
Yeah, I recognize so I appreciate the time.
I'm glad to be here, Richard. Glad to be talking about the economy.
Yeah, I recognize we have a bit
Glad
of
to be talking about the economy. Yeah, of course you are.
a limited schedule, so I'll get right to the important questions. Favorite bagel type?
Just plain sesame from either St. Viateur or Fairmont.
You fucking... Of course. Why do you have to choose the best bagels?
Interesting choice. Okay.
I hate agreeing with you.
Moving on to the budget was recently something brought up, proposed to Parliament. We have a lot of focus on middle class. I noticed in the budget there's specifically mentioned that when Liberals came to power roughly just shy of 10 years ago, there was a vow to focus on strengthening the middle class.
Yep.
Liar.
How do you define middle class? Is it an income number, a ratio, a more subjective idea, parents working two jobs?
It starts with how Canadians see themselves. Most Canadians define themselves as being middle class, and at the same time, what we saw in 2015 and what we see now even...
Most Canadians define themselves as middle class, do they? They probably used to. Yeah, you're right. But now, I don't think so.
More so, as people are actually worried about falling out of the middle class or not making it into the middle class. And that anxiety certainly centered us in 2015 with the things that we chose to do, but is more relevant now, particularly as we look at
real estate where they keep screwing over the rental market by building condos with no rental protection. Yeah, but they're not taxing the corporations that are building the condos anymore. Doesn't that count for something?
young people, young families, millennials, Gen Xers, Gen Zers,
You fucker! You motherfucker! You just outed yourself. You care more about Gen X than you do about everybody else, and we know it. We know it, 'cause you're Gen X. You little sneaky fucker.
not feeling they can actually get into that solid middle class lifestyle that their parents had.
Fuck you,
One
step
of the things
aside.
that Canada is known for internationally, we have a reputation for many things. Hockey, Montreal-style bagels. I'm going to keep throwing those in there.
Okay, this is getting annoying and fluff PC. I
But
don't know if
one
I
of the
can...
less than endearing ones has been Canada's expensive real estate market.
I don't know if I can do this whole interview, because he's getting kind of cringy.
People feel, young Canadians often feel that even with a decent job, even if you are part of that middle class, you can't get into the market. There are a lot of moves with this budget, including some more unique and different approaches to real estate that are being
I define
proposed
myself
here.
as clawing on the edge of a
My
pit
question
wall.
is, with higher interest rates impacting the financing to get these projects off the ground, and Canada, quite frankly, having a record level of its workforce in construction as is, where is the capacity going to come from to reach that goal of 4 million new homes by 2031?
Oh, we're going to make people live in Mod Pods. Don't you get it? We're not actually going to build complete brick and mortar houses. We're going to factory build a bunch of modular blocks, and then we're going to fit them all together, and you guys can live in Mod Pods. And you can eat insects from our National School Food Program truck, and your children will be happy living in their Mod Pod house, going to their Mod Pod school, and eating their bar-formed insects from the school food truck. You think I'm a conspiracy theorist? Everything I've been fucking saying for the past 10 years has been coming true.
Well, first of all, making sure that we are
I'm going to quickly check Twitch chat, so
training
hold
up
on.
more people in the skilled trades, bringing in more immigrants who can work in the skilled trades is going to be an important
we're
piece
good.
of it. but also changing the way we build housing. If people point out that if we built cars the way we built houses, we'd have an automobile shortage. We need to get to
Wait, what did he say?
Changing the way we build housing. If people point out that if we built cars the way we built houses, we'd have an automobile shortage. We need to get to much more rapid house building.
What does that mean? If we built cars the way we build houses, we'd have an automobile shortage. Yeah, because building cars and building houses are two vastly different things. One of them is construction. The other one is manufacturing. You idiots. Holy shit. You're not supposed to build a house the same way you build a car. Because houses are supposed to last forever. Cars are supposed to break down eventually. That's what mechanical things do. God damn, you are stupid.
More homes, which means more prefabricated. It means more using technologies, AI, and factory builds.
We don't want to live in a factory-built house, thank you.
After World War II, in that particular housing crisis, the government put forward a catalog of homes, and they were mostly small single-family homes that went up in great tracts across cities in the country.
Yeah, and how many house fires are prevalent in those like prefab homes that are all together? Yeah, we have to get a 60-gallon electric to replace the one we have. Tankless will not work in our house. We have too many fixtures. All in all, it's going to be about $1,500 when the work is done. The replacement unit itself is about $800. Yeah, and then we're going to have to pay to have it installed, and then there like the taxes and everything. So yeah, it's going to be about $1,500. So please, people, make me jump. Make me do jumping jacks. Streamlabs.com/blindpress.
We're looking at doing exactly that with a catalog, except a catalog of duplexes, quadruplexes, row homes, across
You're gonna prefab duplexes?
We're looking at doing exactly that with a catalog, except a catalog of duplexes, quadruplexes, row homes, more dense housing that...
You're gonna prefab duplexes and quadruplexes and row homes? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes, let's start all the house fires
quickly, and easier and at scale.
So you're bringing back the wartime catalog idea and revamping it more.
And revamping it so it's today. That's one of the things you're doing. What we're doing. One of the things that is there is no one solution to housing. So whether it's using public lands and long-term leases to developers so they don't have to put as much capital up front.
I just looked up how much land the government of Canada owns, and it's 141 million hectares. How many hectares are in 1 acre?
1 acre is 0.4 hectares.
Okay. You used to work in a factory where we built flat pack houses. Huh. I don't know what a flat pack house is. Is that the type of thing it's made out of? Or is it the shape it is? I've never heard of a flat pack house. I do not know what that is at all. Let's get into Twitch chat real quick. Okay, we're good. Ah! There we go.
So they can create more affordable housing, whether it's working with provinces to accelerate the build and the financing at favorable rates.
The YouTube volume is rather low.
And affordable housing, whether it's
Let me
moving.
Let me try to fix that. It's at 100% volume. Let me go to the media sharing device. And let's try that.
Moving forward on measures to support renters.
How's that?
So that rents come down because we're building more purpose-built apartments, but also make sure that your rent counts
What's a
towards your credit score.
purpose-built
So when you show
apartment?
up to get a mortgage, that can be taken into account, that you regularly paid your rent on time for months and years. These are the kinds of things that are trying to make
Yeah, and what if you are having trouble paying your rent because of inflation, and then that gets counted against your credit? Like, this is the worst time to make your credit score and your rent tied in together.
a shift along with the work we're doing with municipalities to densify, to change zoning laws, to cut red tape, to use more public lands. All those sorts of things we're pushing on all orders of government and all partners to be more ambitious about solving this.
On that note, what do you see as some of the challenges for implementing this? Obviously, there's a federal government, we have the provinces as well, each their own bag of things to deal with. What do you see as the challenges to implementing that?
The conservative government.
Part of it is making sure that everyone is rowing in the same direction. We know that the solutions come with more housing quickly, more affordable housing. The affordable housing stock in Canada is only at around 4%.
Yeah, because we didn't need affordable housing for a very long time because housing costs were reasonable, even for like low income people. Like, it was not like rent was not stupid. Like, I could not imagine being where Pinkalo and I were like 10, 12 years ago, having to pay today's rent. Like, I don't know what the fuck I would do. Having to pay like $2,500 a month in rent. I don't know what the hell I would do. It's like if IKEA built a house. Oh God. Oh God.
Compared to France or the UK that are around 17-18%, that's a huge difference. And
they also
have
oh my
not
God.
Just on affordable.
They're
housing,
also a
but on
smaller
everything else
country
throughout the
with
market.
smaller
So
amounts of space.
Working together on getting governments back into the business of affordable housing, and it's been decades since we've done that to scale. Whether it was the previous government to us that didn't feel
here
that
we
the federal
go,
government had a
blame the
role to
Harper
play,
government,
particularly
even
on
though it's
affordable
been
housing.
10
Or
goddamn
the
years
government before
since
that,
they've been in
90s,
power.
It was very much focused on paying down the debt and being, tightening the fiscal frame for the government, which meant there wasn't as much housing built as there should have been. These are things that has taken a long time to, will take a long time to turn around, but that we can start seeing real results as we are right now across the country from the investments we made in 2017.
One aspect of the real estate market is it's now in Canada a big part of our economy. I believe real estate investment represents around 8% of our gross domestic product. One question is, how do you make properties more available and effectively a lower cost for younger Canadians without disrupting an ecosystem that's come to an extent rely on high and growing housing prices?
Stop letting foreign
First of all,
investment
I
happen.
think that we need to make sure that housing remains a solid investment that protects people towards their retirement and gives equity to families. But I don't think we can responsibly keep up the same pace of growth in the housing market or the costs and the prices in the housing market that we've seen over time. So the idea of stabilizing it, of bringing in lots more supply, is something that is going to strengthen our economy, because we know when people can have places to stay that don't eat up too much of their income, and they have good jobs, which people have good jobs now, and you can get to and from work on public transit without having to waste too much time away from your family in traffic. These are the kinds of things that lead to a strong and growing economy.
Understood.
Like you care about
We'll move on
any
to
of that.
everyone's favorite topic, taxes. Something that recently introduced, a capital gains tax change. Originally part of the budget, now coming possibly later. With the...
It's not in the specific BIA
In the-
bill,
yeah,
but
that's
it is
correct.
coming and it'll be in place as of June 25th.
Right, yeah, the effective date of this
That
year.
is-
With any tax change, there's disruptions to financial planning and retirement planning around that. But there's long been a principle of integration. When I get my tax dollars into my pocket, my employment dollars into my pocket, generally
This guy is so... I'm sorry.
Addy mode. Duck dog moderator. It's like if I gave
I'm sorry, guys. I can't do this to you anymore.
text field. Double tap to
I wanted to show you guys the difference between Rex Murphy and like a fluff piece interview, and I think I've done that. This is like, he's not pushing any... We've got 10 minutes into this. There's 15 minutes of it left. And he's just softballing the shit out of him. And there's like, and like, he's being a softball. Trudeau's not saying anything inflammatory. It's bad. Like, I don't want to do this to you guys anymore. I'm sorry. That's just horribly boring. So we're gonna do a very short break, and I'm going to get some more coffee, and we're gonna get into the meat of our Psycho-babble circle jerk. I was gonna call it a Psycho-babble circle jerk for the stream title, but Twitch and YouTube wouldn't let me, so I called it naval-gazing instead. So here we go. I will be right back. Please share the stream in the Streamlabs link. Consider visiting the Streamlabs link, and I'll be right back with more coffee. Okay, we're back. Sorry for taking so long. Whew, alright. So, I'm gonna pull up our main presentation. Do you guys remember Dr. K? Mr. Girl did like this huge expose on him a couple of years back. Well, he's still around. And he showed up to talk to Destiny. And I've listened to like a few minutes of it, and I stopped and wanted to cover this on stream because it's crazy the psycho-babble that I've heard in just the first like 10 minutes. And it's a long video. So I put it on 1.5 times speed just so that we don't have to listen to everything at normal speed. And yeah, and I may skip a bit, but we'll see. But this is the biggest amount of psycho-babble navel-gazing, and he's just misusing and over describing like psychotherapeutic concepts. And Destiny is just eating it up for the from what I was listening to already. He's just just so we're gonna take a listen here.
Lately, I've been traveling a lot. I've been going on like podcasts and stuff, so I think we've been getting more invitations for me to go to places, which I'm sure you're familiar with because I've seen you've been all over the place. And I think we're also trying to figure out like, so talking to people and creating like passive content is like a great way to actually help people. We have some indicators that even watching like our YouTube channel for a couple of months has some small but noticeable impact on people's mental health in a positive way.
Oh yes,
but
yes.
what I'm really like working on now, like in my own
YouTube channel really helps people's mental health. Oh
head
yes.
is how can we actually support behavioral change and making like more of an impact on people's lives. So as opposed to just focusing on like growth and having more people watch you, it's like, okay, for the people that are watching us, what can we do that helps them actually like make substantial change in their lives over some amount of time? That's what I'm thinking about. So some of that stuff involves like, we're doing more and more like clinician education. So thinking about, okay, so for some of the problems that we have, like one of the biggest challenges that we see with things like technology addiction or pornography addiction is that most clinicians are not trained in this stuff.
Sure.
Most clinicians are not trained in pornography and technology addiction. Dude, I don't know how many times I've seen when I was looking for psychiatric help for myself, the amount of times I've seen like cognitive behavioral therapy centered around addiction, like specifically around like technology addiction, sex addiction. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? What do you mean no clinician knows how to deal with it? Do you know how many decades pornography addiction has been a thing? And technology addiction, okay, that's probably new. But, like, it's still addiction. You can apply the same behavioral therapy techniques to addiction.
So also some of these other like non-clinical
addiction.
entities like imposter
And
syndrome.
Destiny's just like, sure.
Is that most clinicians are not trained in this stuff.
Sure.
So also some of these other like non-clinical entities like imposter syndrome, burnout. So there isn't like formal training in this. And
there isn't formal training in burnout and imposter syndrome? Dude, imposter syndrome's in the DSM! What the fuck?
default is like, okay, if you have a problem with imposter syndrome, go see a therapist.
I'm never gonna
but nowhere in, the certification of a therapist and the licensure of a therapist and the curriculum of a therapist are they required to learn about burnout.
Okay, that's why you go to a specialist, dude. That's why you look for therapists specializing in X. Like I, for example, found a counseling service that specializes in DBT and CBT for treating bipolar patients. You know why? Because I'm fucking bipolar, okay? That's why. That's why. You find the specialist that helps with your treatment. You don't go to a general clinician if you have specialized issues. That's why your GP refers you to specialists when you have physical issues. It's the same fucking thing. Why would you want every single therapist to know everything about everything? That's retarded. There's not enough room in a brain for that much knowledge.
So we're seeing like all kinds of challenges in our school systems, in our mental health professionals, and so we're trying to address those gaps.
Gotcha. What do you think? I know you brought up. I think you said porn, gaming, and imposter syndrome. Are these like the most common people that you see through your
and imposter
through your
syndrome.
chats, through the coaching, and everything you do? Is there like a common set of problems where you see most people have these things?
I'd say that like relationships with technology are probably number one.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's video games, whether that's pornography, whether that's social media. So I think that in all cases, the fact that there's a digital intervention.
Yeah.
Anyone who uses a digital intervention is using certain methodologies to increase the engagement of that digital intervention.
Okay.
And so,
Aren't you doing that right now? I love how he's like talking shit about digital intervention. That's true, Pincalo.
And so that increase in engagement means more utilization of the thing, which then moves us closer to addiction, which then costs people time in other dimensions of their life. So I'd say tech addiction is number one.
Okay. Can I tell you something that's very, very, very annoying to me?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you see on the internet, there's a lot of feelings about you've got like capitalism, communism, in terms of like atomization of society and how capitalism alienates us. You've got people that complain about loss of religion. You've got people that talk about red pill and feminism. And all of these people have all these ideas about what's going on with society. And I feel like it's not very sexy or fun to talk about. But I honest to God feel like 90% of the changes that like young people are going through have to do with cell phones and the internet. And it blows my mind that nobody talks about that. I feel like if you look at the vast majority of, well, let me qualify. I'm sorry. When I say nobody talks about it, I mean when people are talking about diagnosing social ills, it's always, it's got like such a heavy like political or like some sort of like critical analysis of society, but it feels like people don't talk enough about how much cell phones and the internet have fundamentally altered every single aspect of our lives in like an unrecognizable way.
Okay, yeah, they have, but it's also on the onus of the people that grew up without that stuff to like help the younger generation remind this reeks of BetterHelp bullshit. It does. It really, really does. Yeah, you're right, Duck Dog. And it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get way worse.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't get quite as frustrated, I think, but what's frustrating about that to you?
I feel like the substitution of real life interactions and I guess the disappearance of more and more places where I've got a friend that calls them warm places, where basically it's places where you go and when humans are around other humans, opportunities for relationships, for friendships, for collaboration, like these things just kind of organically sprout. And those places are slowly disappearing and they're being replaced by more and more online spaces, which have some major benefits and some major downsides. And I feel like it's like fundamentally altering the fabric of how we all relate to each other. Like for like a more tangible point, I keep seeing these like charts going around where you can see like, oh, how do you meet a girlfriend or boyfriend? And it's like the vast majority meet through friends, some meet through like school or work. And then like as of 10 years ago, you see like online stuff go from 0% to like 65% in terms of like how we meet our significant others now. And it's just crazy to me that there isn't like I can't imagine. I'm sure I think you're a tad older than me, right? I'm 35. I can't imagine like living in school with social media. Like just imagining the pressure of I have to go home and now I'm still 100% connected to every single person. That is unbelievable to me. And I feel like people.
Yeah, so that's true. That's why it should be on the parents to like monitor that shit. Why are we blaming? This is the thing, right? Everyone's like he's just like, oh, it's all, why are we so hypercritical of society in regards to this when like technology has fundamentally changed our lives? Yes, it has. But there are still people who exist on this planet who grew up without social media and now are on social media. So they have the juxtaposition of on and offline. And we should be criticizing the people who refuse to police their children's social media activity or refuse to let their children have social media in the first place because they want to be the cool parent, because they care more about being their kid's friend than they do about keeping them safe. And why is it a bad idea to be hypercritical of a society that would rather be their child's friend than keep them safe, Destiny?
I feel like people don't talk about it as much as I would imagine it would warrant. Yeah.
Yeah. So You know, it's interesting because I think people do talk about it. I think it's so funny because it's almost like exactly what you're describing is like what you're running into, which is that, so you're saying, okay, like people blame capitalism, people blame communism, and you're saying people, the problem is that people don't talk about the loss of third spaces or cell phones or the internet. There are a lot of people talking about that.
Sure. It might be also that I select for these obviously heavily targeted spaces.
So I think that's what's
so
going
I'm falling
on.
victim to my own. Yeah.
Exactly.
True,
Right?
yeah,
So now based on your social media algorithm, you were seeing like, oh, everyone is like misdiagnosing the problem, or you are now attributing. So for someone else, oh, everything that's wrong in the world is capitalism. Sure. And now for you, kind of, I'm oversimplifying here. And I don't actually think you think this, but you know, everything wrong with the world is that people don't talk about the fundamentals. I think a lot of people are talking about the fundamentals.
Okay, that's good.
I think the challenge is that I completely agree with you that the problem is that the question of cell phone and internet use is being talked about in places that are separated from cell phone and internet use. Right.
So, wait, can you repeat that again? Say that again.
Yeah. So the places where people are talking.
That's the other thing I really don't like with Destiny when he's interviewing somebody, he's like never paying attention. He's always typing. He's always like DMing people and like it's like, dude, pay attention. Like that's why he's like, yeah.
People are talking about it are largely separated. That's not precisely true. I'll give a couple examples. But the problem is the places that these discussions are happening are not to the audience that
so it's like educators talking to psychologists or like therapists talking to instead of like talking to children. Yeah.
If you go to like the American Psychiatric Association conference, which is actually happening right now, like the amount of time they spend on digital stuff and the impact of the internet has skyrocketed.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
But you do have some popular media people. Like I think there's this guy named Jonathan Haidt. I've never met the dude, but he's like wrote a book and is advocating for like basically no cell phone use under the age of 16.
I kind of agree. Yeah. Jeez.
And so there are people talking about it. And I think he's getting like mainstream traction and stuff like that.
How do you police that though? How do you police no cell phone use under the age of 16? And also, cell phones are not just like they have a use for like getting a hold of your parents getting a hold of you and stuff. So how about instead of no cell phones for kids under 16, how about we just say no social media for kids under 16? Like, why do we have to ban the use of cell phones? Why can't kids like be in contact with their parents and as they grow up their small friend group? Why do they need to be banned from cell phones? Why can't they just be off of social media until they're 16? That seems a much better course of action because we do use technology in our daily lives now. You can't just cut off an entire generation of people from that technology, but you can minimize the type of use of that technology by cutting them off of something like social media by enacting laws that require social media platforms to change their TOS to say if you are 16 years or younger, fuck off. That's it.
So I think, and you know, I'm also like part of this, you know, this task force that is defining like some of the nature of peer support for addictions and things like that. So like these conversations are happening, but I think the challenge is that the people who are falling victim to this are usually on the internet, and that kind of content is hard to disseminate on the internet. Yeah. Because as you pointed out, it's not sexy. And what most people resonate with is like emotional activation. Yeah. That's what pushes content.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah. They,
Yeah.
I think to kind of riff off of that a little bit. So I think one of the biggest challenges that I see in our society is that we don't hone our perception. So this is kind of like has been my shtick for the last 18 months, where if you look at like what we work on, so we'll work on things like emotions, we work on things like logic, but human beings, generally speaking, do not question their perception. Their perception is very like atrophied or underdeveloped.
Can you be a little bit more, when you say perception, do you mean like how we introspect on ourselves, how we understand how other people are feeling? Yeah, go ahead.
Literally how we perceive. So there's a great yogic concept called glishta.
Okay.
Glishta means
here
coloring.
We go. Glishta means...
literally how we perceive. So there's a great yogic concept called glishta. Okay. Glishta means coloring.
So what he's talking about here, he's going to go into the next 5 minutes. I'm going to let him go, and then I'm going to break down in about 30 seconds what he just said.
So if you look at the way that you interact with the world is like objective, but then your mind adds some color to what you see or what you perceive. So if I text you and you don't text me back within 10 minutes, the fact of the matter is that you haven't texted me back in 10 minutes. But then what happens is my mind attaches a significance to that.
Yeah.
And what happens on the internet is that we're reacting to all of this stuff like tweets or whatever. And then like we don't look at what our mind, so we judge something and we say this person is bad because I see their tweet. What we don't pay attention to is what is all the ambiguity that my mind fills in, which is actually a lot, especially on places like Twitter.
Yeah.
Because the shorter form the content is, the more your mind has to fill in.
Yeah, it's like when you remember old video games as looking way better than they actually were, and then you go back and you look at it, you're like, wait a second. Yeah.
Absolutely, right? So our mind adds quite a bit to the equation. And I think the whole problem is we don't realize that. And furthermore, the less we realize it, the more what our mind adds to the equation goes out of our control. So literally in the process of psychotherapy, what we do is you have an interaction with someone, like let's say like someone has a history of trauma, and then they go through the world and then their brain interprets these stimuli through the lens of trauma. So literally in psychotherapy for trauma, what we do is go through the process of removing what your mind is adding to the equation, the implication. We do the same thing in social anxiety. Oh, this person didn't do X, Y, Z, and therefore this means this.
Yeah.
So we know that this process has a lot of clinical benefit.
Yeah.
And so in the yogic system, what we try to do is aklishta, which is remove all the colorings of our mind. And then you have a direct perception of the world as it is.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. All of what he just described in like 3 minutes of flowery bullshit, like internet, like this bullshit. What he's describing is a mixture of cognitive behavioral therapy and dialectical behavioral therapy. Now, dialectical behavioral therapy was designed by Marsha Linehan, who actually suffered from borderline personality disorder in the 70s and 80s when CBT was first starting to come out. And she developed this DBT because she discovered that herself and her patients were not responding to CBT very well. So it's what DBT is a practice of putting yourself into the middle between complete emotional thinking and complete rational thinking. So you are doing mindfulness practice. That's what he's talking about with this whole glishta yogic system, blah, blah. She took Zen meditation and linked the mindfulness practices with Zen meditation and cognitive behavioral therapy into each other, and basically removed the need for meditation, because when you do these exercises, you practice mindfulness and you practice dialectical behavioral therapy. That's what he's trying to describe to Destiny. He's not actually using the therapeutic terms, which he should be doing if he's a psychotherapist and he's talking about what he actually practices. He should be using the proper terms, but he's not.
One thing that's very frustrating is I don't like that therapy has such a heavy connotation about treating an illness, when I feel like there are things that we talk about relating to therapy. So you're talking about getting a more accurate perception of the world that everybody should practice, not necessarily accusing you of doing this or anything, but like it's funny because there have been times where I've sat in on friends like doing therapy because they wanted help like reinforcing stuff outside of therapy, and I learned things inside of their therapy session that's like incredibly helpful for me.
How do you get... Okay, first of all, how are you allowed to sit in on a friend's therapy session? Shame on that therapist for letting that happen.
Which I think is interesting. One thing that when you talk about perception, it's so funny because I think that when you navigate the world in any other discipline, at least from my personal experience, you learn not to ever trust yourself, because you know that your mind is an imperfect record keeper. You know that it's impossible for you to keep track of yourself while you're performing yourself. And when you practice things, you're always like recording and watching later. So for instance, if you're practicing music, if a teacher walks by and they catch you practicing with a metronome, he's gonna kill you. Like you're wasting your time. You don't know if you're on time or not. You have to have a metronome going. Or if you are, if you're doing a practice for a speech, you're recording yourself, or you're recording yourself on a recording and playing it back. The idea of like taking videos and then watching later when you can just focus on 100% perceiving what you're doing instead of trying to remember what you're doing and doing it all at the same time is so common in other things. But when it comes to how we interact with loved ones or friends, or when we have social interactions or whatever, we don't like have that same habit of going back to, I guess, like kind of review it, but then we have very strong impressions of exactly what happened. And I caught myself sometimes going back and reading conversations. Somebody's like, oh, you thought I was so mad at you, and I wasn't. And I'm like, no, you were so, and I'll go back and I'll read it. And I'll be like, I'm out of control here. Wait, what's happening? Yeah. And it's funny. I feel like being able to go back and review prior interactions is actually really insightful, and hopefully it makes you a little bit more humble in terms of how well you understand your own behavior, or gives you more insight into it.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree that would be incredibly helpful. Mm-hmm. So we certainly see that in like psychotherapy training. We do that when we're it's part of our coaching curriculum, is like, things like role play and offering feedback. I wouldn't say that. I don't think the majority of people do that, though. I would actually say that, like, in my experience, the majority of professional work does not have review of your work as a formal process.
Sure.
So if you look at someone who's like working at some, office that does tax prep, like, I don't think they're going back and like re-auditing the taxes that they've done for their clients to see what could have been improved. I think like dedicated performance improvement is absolutely there for the examples you mentioned, which is like performers, sure, right? So you watch game tape, you do replay analysis, but the majority of people just assume, like, so for medical doctors is like a really good example where we actually don't do this much at all. So there are some situations where
you're not a medical doctor. You're a head doctor.
We'll do this, like, so we have like a conference called M&M usually. Like, this is in academic medical centers, which is not where most people are. So M&M is morbidity and mortality, and basically every month someone selects a case that didn't go ideally, and then we dig into it and we try to understand what could have been done better. It's usually presented by the person who is the subject of the case. So here's a patient I had, here's what ended up happening, here's what I understood about it, and then people will kind of discuss it. But that kind of like replay analysis is largely absent for most of life.
Oh, interesting. I would imagine that would have carried over because every field that I've been involved in, like if you go to the gym, people say record your lifts in case you're messing something up. If you're doing music, you've got to be recording and watching.
Yeah, but what percentage of people record their lifts and watch them at the gym?
Well, I mean, at the very least, it's like a known expected thing. I guess I wonder how many musicians.
A lot of people. A lot of people, Dr. K. Same with musicians. If you're like recording, like if you're trying to do a song, you're going to record. If you're making YouTube videos, you need to listen back so that you make sure you did everything right. If you are, if you're building something, you need blueprints to go back and refer to make sure that you don't build it wrong. Like, what the fuck?
Musicians record themselves playing and listen back to their audition tapes. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe I just got lucky. I was in good schools.
A lot.
Yeah, so I think that like when you have formal education,
oh my
sure.
God,
so there's studies that show that within 5 years, so there's this assumption that experience leads to improvement. So there are studies that show within the first 2 to 5 years of finishing your medical training, you basically like determine what your rank as a doctor is, and then you stay relatively static. And the difference between the people who are in the top rank and the bottom rank is their method of learning. And so there's an assumption that if you've been practicing medicine for 30 years, you will be better at it than someone who knows less. There's a really great set of studies out of this place called the Martini Clinic, which is a clinic in Germany that focuses entirely, I think, on GI surgery. So they're super, super specialized. People from all over the world come there. And part of the reason that their outcomes are really, really good is because they had, I think the chief of their like GI surgery program had to go through remedial training because he did not meet the metrics that people below him, like he did not meet the metrics. Yeah. So he had to go through it too. So
okay, so again, you're disproving your own point about how like going back and watching and relearning is not normal. You're literally disproving
this
yourself.
Process of systematic improvement is actually like I think in the minority. Like most people just show up, do their thing, and rely on relatively systemic issues of process improvement.
Okay.
You have like performance reviews at work, and they like collect something, and it's just like kind of a stock sort of thing.
You're probably right. I think I actually probably agree with that. It's depressing, but yeah, it's like that's. I'm sure I've said this to you before, or we've said it to me. But like the idea that in high school you learn that practice makes perfect, and then when you go to college they tell you that's absolutely not true. Perfect practice makes perfect, and the way that you practice and the way that you train is far more important than the hours that you spend just grinding away at something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been stuck at basically the same rank in Dodo for the last 5 or 6 years, and I started working with Coach, and like I've gained about 60%. Yeah, I moved up by like 60% of MMR within like 2 months.
Gee, so what are you now, like 1,700? I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry. You made fun of my league rank before. Okay,
I was 1,700 when I started. I'm like 2,800 now.
That's okay. Well, listen, I grinded league for 4 years and I couldn't make it to Diamond 4 again. So you know what? We all have our faults. Yeah.
It's fair enough. I kind of wish I was back at the 1,700s because then I could dumpster all those noobs finally. Well, now that I know.
Or no, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you asked me what I've been up to. What have you been up to?
All sorts of stuff. Yeah, running around, arguing with people, doing everything online. Finally got my little podcast stuff started, so got a studio downstairs. I'm running those shows, and yeah, just climbing and growing and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. What? So Destiny. I've been. Do you prefer Destiny or Steven?
Steven's good. Yeah.
Okay. So Steven, I've been watching your stuff for years and years and years.
So Steven, how do you feel? How do you feel, Steven?
And I think we had our first like interaction like 4 years ago or something. And I've noticed that there's been like, despite the fact that you got like removed from certain platforms, it seems like your traction has grown immensely. How do you understand that change?
Like as in like why do I think I'm growing or
yeah, like what's changed? Because I don't see in some ways too much different. In some subtle ways I see a big difference. But I think that you've been basically making content for years and years and years, and I've seen what I would perceive or assume to be a different yield on a similar effort.
Oh sure.
Ouch.
I think that
Ouch. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, what he just said, but damn.
Without sounding self-aggrandizing, coming off what we just talked about, I put a lot of work into introspection and into like iterating on things that I've done. So to ground that out, say we're doing like debates or whatever, I spent a lot of time thinking about what are the facts that I need for a debate, and then how do I want to present those facts, and then how do I want to come off afterwards, and then how do I want to respond to responses. Like these are things that I spent a great deal of time. Like sometimes I'll be on stream writing out notes for like, okay, well in this conversation I think I want to be more aggressive and I really want to focus on this thing and I'm not going to let this person get away with this point. And I put a lot of work into reviewing, looking at reactions and responses to things, and then adjusting my behavior based on that. And I think I've been streaming for like 15 years now and then doing politics maybe for 8 years. Like I've kind of seen what works. I've seen what doesn't work. I've got a lot of experience where I can see kind of like, I can pull back and see kind of like the ups and downs and stuff. I can see the mistakes that other people make and then yeah, I think it's just been kind of like slowly reiterating through that process over and over again. And that's kind of where I'm at now. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. When did you start this process of like, let's say, call it replay analysis?
Is this a
probably, I don't know, 2011?
Session?
Because my background is I played StarCraft 2 professionally, semi-professionally, whatever. And in StarCraft, the way that you play is you grind and grind and grind. And as you're playing, let's say that you play a certain race, you run into a certain build and you lose to it. Okay, well, I'm going to try making my hatchery 1 supply sooner, or I'm going to try scouting this overlord 30 seconds sooner, or and you like kind of slowly tweak things until you can defeat it. And that kind of iterative learning process got super hammered into my brain. One, through music. I went to college for music, and then 2, through StarCraft. And then I'm going to apply the same skill set probably to almost anything in life. And then debates and everything were the next thing, yeah.
Interesting. So you haven't noticed, or you would not. So there hasn't been much change.
I mean things. It kind of feels like sometimes in life, it feels like you work at stuff and then you kind of like whoop, and then you kind of work at stuff and then it's like whoop, and then you kind of work at stuff. So like it probably there's like a feeling that I kind of like plateaued for a bit and then something happens and then it feels like I've got a big bump and then it kind of like that. So no, I don't think the biggest change is 7 months ago or 6 months ago is probably ADHD medication. But aside from that, I think everything's just kind of been like small tweaks. And then once you've made the small tweaks and you've prepared yourself, you're waiting for kind of the opportunities. And then luck is preparation meets opportunity. Then an opportunity happens and then you jump on it and then you kind of like continue to move from there. I would say, yeah.
Interesting. So and I'm kind of curious if it's okay to talk. Like, is this interesting to you?
Yeah, for sure. Whatever you want to talk about. Yeah.
So I'm curious what your like personal experience of the fluctuations in how the world receives you is. So do you feel like before this stuff happened, like how did you feel about it? How do you feel about yourself now? So it's clear to me that I'm kind of curious about your subjective experience of this as opposed to the objective process of improvement and growth.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I grew up, if I've got that dismissive avoidant archetype or whatever, whatever it is. I grew up very, I think I'm very emotionally independent of other people's evaluations of me. So I think it's pretty normal that people, if you're in a room and there's 10 people saying you're, a big meanie, you start to feel like a big meanie. I think it's a really normal human response is that we kind of reflect what other people say about us into ourselves. And I don't seem to do that as much. So it gives me a lot of resilience in terms of dealing with people publicly. Obviously, I have conversations and
I'm not like that. I am very sensitive to people. Like if I can feel like, oh my God, people think I suck. Like I feel like that all the time. I actually probably overfeel that than when it comes to this is just 2 assholes talking in buzzwords to each other. Yeah, it's I can't do this anymore. I was gonna do this whole thing, but it's awful. It's awful. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to solo cam and we're gonna find something else to watch, because fuck this. Seriously. Just seriously, fuck this shit. I can't. I can't. Just psycho-babble bullshit. Psycho-babble, naval-gazing bullshit. Let's see. Ooh! Here's what we'll do. I found something. And it's one I wanted to watch anyways. Okay. Ragical again. Because Ragical's awesome.
Yeah.
The fuck? What the fuck?
Wake up!
Hey,
puppies!
Doggy!
Hey, poopies! Oh, he's trying to wake up a veteran. Or the veteran in the car.
Wake up! Hey, puppies!
Doggy!
Doggy!
The door was open?
Hey, puppy.
I hear a fire truck.
Hello?
Wakey, wakey.
Wake up. You need to wake up. Alright, good. Alright. You know where you are right now?
Wake up, dude.
Alright, Alright, what city?
We're talking Monroe County.
Sorry, you have low volume.
Holy shit.
Hey, can you step out for me? What's your name?
Thanks, Pearl.
What is it?
Pearl, I did not drive it all night.
I did not drive at all. Dude, you sound fucking wasted.
Not a problem.
Well, that is a problem because she was spotted driving away from an accident, so, you know, there's that. And now she's, I'm assuming, sleeping behind the wheel. But we've got more important issues at hand here. How's the dog doing?
Can you step out?
No, because that is
Okay, ma'am.
No,
All right, how about this? I'm
Hey,
gonna tell you I need you to step out of the car.
you know I can't do that. It's like a rock and hard place.
Because what?
I respect you guys to the fullest.
So if you respect me,
I respect you guys to the fullest. Then get out of the car.
I'm asking you to step out very nicely.
That is also meaningful, and I did not drive my car at night, so need me.
Not a problem.
What did she
That
say?
is also meaningful, and I did not drive my car at night, so need me.
Not a problem. I'm not even
going to go down for someone else fucking me over.
I got you.
Oh.
I got you. I'm just asking you to
Okay.
step out. If you respect me that you say you do, I'm asking you to step out.
I don't remember actually.
Okay,
I don't want to. Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
ma'am, we're
I
here to
don't
help
want
you.
to.
So I'm asking you to step out of your vehicle. If not, I will be more than happy to help you out of your vehicle. So
yeah, just
I
help
would
her
rather
out.
have you step out of your vehicle on your
Just help
own.
her.
Okay, so is there any before we go into is there anything I can say or do to get you out of this vehicle?
No, I won't get out.
All right, then we're gonna step on out.
What happened to him?
Happened to who? The dogs are fine right now. The dogs are fine. Everything's good.
Two of them? Well, let me rephrase that then. Doggies!
No, Carl won't.
What's that?
I won't.
We can close the door. Dogs will stay in the car.
He responds to my
Right, I got that. The dog's chilling in the front seat. He's cool.
no, the big one responds to my stress hormones.
Well, he's not really responding much, so.
The big one responds to my stress. Yeah, well, he's calm, so get out of the car.
Let's stand
I've
up.
literally been with 12 years.
Okay, we can close the door and he's fine. Come here. Okay, look, come here, come here. We're gonna go.
Please, it'll still be okay.
Oh, she's crying already.
There we go. That was easy. Okay.
Well, you might call that easy, but I call it an uncalled for door slam in the face of the doggies. Also, what the hell's going on at the front of the vehicle? How much damage do you have?
That's my child.
I got that, and I'm gonna treat your child the best possible way possible.
That's my child. Oh my fucking god. I hate people like that. I hate people that are like, my pets are my children. No. They're part of your family, yes, but they are not the same as your children. And I hate the people that are like, I'm getting a dog to practice for when I have a baby. It's like, I'm sorry, what? Your fucking dog is nowhere even close to having a baby. Fuck off. Are you gonna breastfeed your dog? Is your dog gonna pee all over you while you're potty training your dog? Is your dog gonna vomit on your shoulder? Is your dog gonna wake up in the middle of the night crying? Is your dog, like, all the time? Fuck off with your, my dog is practice for having kids.
Huh. Well, she's got a point there, officer. You don't... Huh. Well, she's got a point there, officer. You don't slam a door in a dog's face. I guess that's the end of that sentence.
Do you have an ID in the car?
Do.
Okay, where's that at?
In the front door.
In the front door, what side?
Left side.
Left driver's side?
Yes, but you just
Okay.
pull me out of.
Okay. I'm gonna have Officer Hansel retrieve your driver's
No problem.
license. Okay,
Hansel,
can you grab her
where's
ID?
Gretel?
So what's going on today?
I have 3 service dogs. The one that you just shoved away from me is my...
Why do you have 3 service dogs?
I'm gonna have Officer Hansel retrieve your driver's
No problem.
license.
You don't need
Okay,
3
can you grab her
service
ID out of
dogs.
the driver? So what's going on today?
I have 3 service dogs. The one that you just shoved away from me is my biggest issue.
I mean, the one that was sitting in the front seat just looking at you panting?
Yes.
Gotcha.
He is trained by pheromones. Amazing. This is me because I am no longer active service duty.
Okay, are you having any type of medical episodes today?
No. I've literally been sleeping in my car. House is closed down. This is embarrassing. That is my... I work at Lukey. That is like...
Embarrassing, you say. I mean, maybe you close your arms and you're no longer embarrassed. Sing-a-shing-a-ding. Put those things away, man. I run a family fucking friendly show here.
Oh, this is crazy.
That's my love. Open the door. Please don't let them out.
Please don't let them out. He's not going to.
Okay, her husband's a canine handler?
Yes.
So.
That's what I said.
You said her husband's a canine handler?
Can I move and tell him to sit?
That's small fries. We'll worry about that later, okay?
Yeah, the dog's cool. They're chilling. They're not in any distress.
I have 2 kids, and those are also my 2 kids. This is also a big.
I have 2 kids, and those are also my 2 kids. No, they're not.
I mean, I understand dogs are also your 2 kids, but your sticker says something else. I don't want to be pedantic about it, but I will.
I was just trying to save my car. Literally the only thing I have.
They still are. They're just sitting right
How
there.
drunk are you, my friend?
I was trying to save my car. You have no idea. You don't know what I've been through.
Every time someone says that, I'm always reminded.
You don't know what I've been through.
Oh, God. You don't
Every
know
time
what I've
someone
been
says
through.
that, I'm always reminded of the Team Fortress 2 scout saying this.
If you were from where I was from, you'd be fucking dead. Woo!
All that over a bloody sandwich.
Basically, kind of a big deal.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you've been through. That's fine. I just want my dogs to be okay. I don't care about me. I just want my dogs to be okay.
Yeah, we like dogs better than most kids.
That's fine. I'm not a kid.
Officer, you make a good point.
We like dogs better than most kids. I'm not a kid. Well, then stop acting like one, dear.
What happens to my dogs?
Then we have to call the ASPCA.
I volunteer with the SPCA on College Road. I know what I'm doing. I live here. I'm a local. You have to realize how important they are to me. Please.
Here. I smell booze. Do you? Okay.
I mean, the slurred
I
speech
smell booze.
kind of gave it away. Also, who lives in that tower?
I smell booze, but I wouldn't doubt if there's something else on board. Because
For this to happen at 7:30 in the morning and be swept over the world, what do you think?
But you see the mannerisms where it's like this. And of course,
very animated.
How is this? This always happens when we have somewhere to be.
That's what Drizzy just said.
Hi.
No, that was bad. Please, tell them that I need to see Frank.
Okay.
Please.
If you're not directly involved, don't want to be,
I just wanna make
I'd
sure
probably
she's
keep
all
on going. She's fine.
Doesn't look it.
Boozing in the morning and Red Bull at 11 o'clock.
Wait.
If you're not directly involved, don't want.
Tell them that I need to see Frank.
Okay.
Please.
If you're not directly involved, don't want to be,
I just wanna make
I'd
sure
probably
she's
keep
all
on going. She's fine.
Doesn't look it.
Boozing in the morning and Red Bull at 11 o'clock.
Lovely.
You're basically drinking expensive sugar water.
Yeah.
I love you too. I just need to see Frank. Frank. That is my service song. I got it. No, woo. I'm not that stupid. Please look at me.
Did she just say no woohoo?
I got it. No. I just need to see Frank. Frank. That is my service song. I got it. No, woo. I'm not that stupid. Please look at me.
Did she just say no woohoo?
She's just. Did the officer just go, woo?
I got it. No, woo. I'm not that stupid. Frank. That is my service song. I got it. No, woo. I'm
No, that was kind of rude. That was kind of rude on the officer's
not
part.
that stupid. Please look at me.
Did she just say no woohoo? What? I mean, she was trying to get your attention because your slurred speech, blah, blah, blah. You know that noise that people make when they're boozing. Well, you got here with the car, so you probably did some cruising.
Okay, we're sitting here on the car.
Do you know what PTSD is?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, I actually
Then don't
have
mock
it.
me, please.
I actually
this
have it.
Is
Wait.
This?
Yeah.
Yes, I actually
don't-
have Okay.
The car, so you probably did some cruising.
What did she say?
Okay, we're sitting here on the car.
Do you know what
we're just chilling.
PTSD is?
Oh, do you know what PTSD is?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, I actually
Then don't
have
mock me, please.
I actually
this
have it.
Is
Don't mock me, cause it'll trigger my PTSD. Oh, fuck off. Oh, fuck off. Just fuck right off.
my family. Please, I need him.
They're fine.
I'm going to deny my rights as a citizen for my service dog. I want to request the presence of Officer Carl Welch. I want to request the presence of Rainey.
Who?
You can say who all you want. I just want my
We don't
dog.
We don't understand what you're saying because you're slurring.
You're so drunk, We don't understand what the fuck you're asking for, you crazy person.
I'm not actually. I'm speaking very good English, but you can say whatever you want.
I'm not actually. I'm speaking very good English. I'm not slurring at all.
I didn't say you're speaking poor English.
City Commissioner Cates, I have a maritime law administration degree.
Well, miss, I speak very good English. Here's a word for you. Irrelevant.
And I am also a spotswoman.
And?
Watch your mouth.
The cops
I am not slurring.
And
I am also a spotswoman. Watch your mouth.
Okay.
I am not slurring, but I do know the law.
All right, calm down, everyone.
I'm not slurring, but I do know the law.
You're not slurring. What the actual hell, lady? And I just walked back.
And you might be trying to right now. All I'm asking is literally for that dog to sit beside me because you have no idea what I've been through.
Request denied.
That's fine, but it's not because I'm slurring. It's because you.
It's not because I'm slurring.
But not because my dog should not be with me because he was trying to be with me. Do not say because I'm slurring. Slurring is spelled S-L-U-R-R-I-N-G.
Good for you. You can spell. That doesn't mean you're not slur. That doesn't mean you're not S-L-U-R-R-I-N-G. Right? N-O-W.
I have 9 degrees.
Neat. Then you should have figured out that is not the alphabet. She has 9 degrees. 9 degrees of dipshittery? What are we doing here? Also, making me walk back and shit.
Do not say I'm slurring. I'm not.
I did.
That's on you.
I did.
That's what we call liability laws.
I'm sorry, did you just say that's what we call liability laws?
Because that's what we call liability laws.
What you did. You know how I know? Because that was slur switch. Now in combination with the alcohol noise coming... Noise? Hey! You stink. Maybe it's time for a breathalyzer test.
I know what gray area laws are. So we call the FWC
gray area
with
laws,
liquor board laws, right? I know what I'm doing here. I am a local.
I am a local. You're an angry is what you are. Holy shit. Oh, man. That's too funny. Okay, let's keep going. Don't forget about the Streamlabs goal, guys. Streamlabs.com/blindpress. $1 per jump to jumping jack.
No, I want. That's okay. I'm not human.
What officer?
Do not. Thank you. Wait, we move it left and right. No, I want. That's okay. I'm not human.
What? I don't think any amount of backing up and replaying is gonna make me understand that.
But officer, she has 9 degrees. Why do people think they're above the law? I just don't understand that. Because she's slurring her speech. Let's just go with that, shall we?
I'm sorry. The laws do apply, local or not. But I am not actually a cheapskate. I do know what I'm talking about.
You're not a
cheapskate. I try to sleep in my car.
Well, Miss, I know the law. There's laws against that as well. So technically, or should I say, actually, for fuck's sake.
What you're doing right now, I'm extremely upset because I do actually. I'm sorry, I'm an ex-Marine. You can look up my entire record.
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary. We don't give a fuck that you're an ex-Marine. Because that has nothing to do with what we're doing here.
I didn't drive anywhere tonight. I just want my dog. I just want Frank, please.
Okay, so now here's my chance to talk.
Good luck with
shut
that.
up.
You can speak all you want. If you're going to belittle what I'm going through, excuse me.
So here's what it is. I'm not here to coddle you.
And I'm not here to drive or hit anyone. I'm here to throw away trash somewhere. And
no one said you hit anyone. So
I agree. But I'm being attacked like I did. So all I'm saying is, I just need my dog. You don't get it. Please.
You don't get it. I'm not slurring, even though I'm slurring.
Please.
Your dog's fine.
It's not alcohol. You don't know what PTSD is. Please give me my dog.
Please. She almost
It's not alcohol. You don't know what PTSD is. Please give me my dog.
She almost said, please give me my alcohol.
Please. Give me Frank. Leave beans in there. Please give me Frank.
Request denied.
Please.
Denied.
What do I need to do to give me Frank?
Nothing.
Just sit there and be chill for a little bit. Officer Andrews is handling an issue down the street involving this vehicle, and he's gonna come over here, and we're gonna have a chat, and then we're gonna take it from there.
Please.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you calm down there with your license plate. It says IFU. I run a family fucking friendly show here.
IFU? Wow. Wow, lady. What a lovely license
Why do I
plate.
keep having to remind people that I do? There's no respect here.
You don't need
Okay, I'm not being mean. I'm just being very blunt and to the
You
point.
don't even understand what PTSD is.
You don't understand what PTSD is.
Yeah, it's like they never deal with veterans, breaking the law. It's like, you're a veteran and you're allowed to break the law. How would your fellow veterans judge you on that? You reckon they're gonna, respect you for using it as a get-out-of-jail-free card?
With what you're going through. Because my brother is a fellow officer with terrible PTSD.
Well, ma'am, I'm
My
glad
brother's
you
a
were there through
fellow.
my entire
Yeah,
life.
use your brother. Use your brother. That, I'm sure he'd love that.
He's fine. I rehomed him. But you don't give me my brother. Please, give me my dog. Please, I never drove. I tried to sleep in my car.
Dude, you're an ex-Marine and you're carrying on like this? Holy fuck. This is pathetic. You're carrying on like this as an ex-fucking Marine.
I would never I love this movie. I love locals. I would never. Please, I just need my dog. Please.
Well, that would either be classified as blubbering or gibberish. Leave a comment down below if you know which one.
It's blibberish.
For fuck's sake, lady. You're not slurring? Are you sure about that?
Please, you don't get it. If you deny me of my constitutional rights through the ADA.
Your constitutional rights through the ADA is to have your service dog sit beside you. Is he even an actual service dog, or did you just get one of those like certificates off the internet?
Act, American Disability Act. That is my dog, and you don't have the time to.
Mental illness plus booze equals interesting.
You don't
right?
Stop. Give me my fucking dog.
Give me my
Please.
fucking dog.
As respectful as I can when I say that. You don't understand the level that I'm. Give me my dog, please. I just need him to sit beside me.
Well, no. I'm confused. Is she having a conversation with herself now?
You might be literally us all day. Give me my dog. Give me my dog, please.
Give me my dog. What is this? And now a cheer?
Please. Frank, give me my dog, please. I need Frank, please. He will never bite you. He's 13. He's almost blind. Please give me my dog.
What kind of service dog is he then?
Call Randy.
Well, calm down, lady. I just had a conversation with Bob, and he says you're a dick flute. So stop whistling.
Please. I've been here for 8 years.
Huh? What's that? Oh, Bob. Yeah, his name is Bob, not Bob. It's a Dutch Bob. For fuck's sake. You got love languages, huh? 8 years, huh?
Please. I need my dog. It's my right as a U.S. citizen. Give me my dog. Give me my dog. Beans is sweet. It's stupid.
Watch out, lady. There's a banana peel behind you. You might fall over.
Oh, Ragical, what the fuck?
Oh, wait. That's just a leaf. False alarm. False alarm, everyone. I'm pretty sure she can still fall over while sitting down, though.
Probably.
I may deserve this one.
But Frank is trained. I spent $8,000 on this fucker.
I spent $1,000 on the fucking Frank.
I need him. Please give me my family. You think I'm drunk? You don't know what PTSD is then. Shame on you. I'm right here right
makes
now.
you slur?
No.
Sit.
Whoa. I will never. I have nothing in my pockets. I have respect
No,
authority.
you're gonna stay seated.
PTSD makes you act drunk? Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Huh. Just noticed she's straight out of the Mushroom Kingdom.
You will deny me my rights as a U.S. citizen.
I'm not denying your rights as a United States citizen.
Shut me down. You want to look at me like I'm lower than you. You have no idea what your face is. I did not drive. I slept in my car. I don't know who. I don't even know what I mean because of pull him up. It's fine. I've done nothing.
Okay, this is Officer in Jersey.
I don't know what that is. It's fine.
Well, he's walking up right now.
That's fine.
So he's
what have I done otherwise?
Well, he's gonna talk to you about some stuff.
Christian, what's up?
You were involved in a crash?
I wasn't. No.
Yeah. I'm telling you, you were.
Was someone in my car involved in a crash?
Okay.
How was I involved in a crash?
Have you not seen your car?
I was not. I was sleeping in my car.
That's probably why you got into a crash.
No.
This is your crash reports. Okay.
Oh, a crash report.
Number. Here
I
you
would
go.
never admit false because I do not drink and drive.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want to take this or not?
Absolutely not. Because it's just me and
Absolutely not.
No, it's not.
Based upon the smells coming from your body.
No, but it's PTSD that makes her smell like alcohol, officer.
You calm down there, officer. I don't know where this is going, but it's hilarious.
I was sleeping in my car. Yes, I drank
You reek
today, but I
heavily of
drank it too
alcohol. The key was in the ignition of your vehicle. You're slumped over the wheel. Your vehicle was involved in the crash 3 minutes
What is crashed on this vehicle?
before another person called to bring us to your location.
What is crashed on this vehicle?
What is crashed on this vehicle? Really? I'm pretty sure Rajical already pointed out the
See all the transmission fluid that you've leaked right there. The puddle of transmission fluid,
I have
2
no
flat
idea about
tires.
Any of that.
Okay.
Could be any of the vehicle.
Got you.
But I was sleeping in my car.
So
what am I guilty of other than wanting to see my service dog? Please just let me see my
okay, so let's get past that. So during my conversation with you, one, you're extremely hard to wake up. You're extremely emotional. You smell of alcohol. Your speech is slurred and unintelligible at times. You are experiencing high and low emotional statuses.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god. How dare you? How dare you tell me I'm drunk and emotional? I have PTSD.
So what did you do in the military service before you were a Key West police officer? Okay. Can I please stand up? No? All right.
Okay.
Well, what did you do before this?
So it has nothing to do with
I am not a robot. You do not need to read me anything, buddy. I'm a lawyer.
Well,
no, you're not.
You should know what's going on.
Oh, give Miss Law Degree over here a bit of a break, officer. She just woke up.
So
I
with
know
that,
how bad you're f***ing over and how little you're educated on what you're doing right now with the ADA Act, and that is my
The
dog,
ADA Act?
and you don't even realize.
The Americans
Maybe I
with
slept in my
Disabilities
car.
Act
You have
Act?
to realize we are innocent until proven guilty. That's what we do here.
Well, maybe you don't realize that the sidewalk is not your courtroom. Neither is your car. I mean, I wanted to say beep beep court is in session, but hey, you're not in your car anymore. Yo, weirdo.
Okay.
And I might have actually slept in my car, but imagine if I did that. After being a veteran for 12 years, you're welcome.
Okay.
What did you do?
Are you done?
What did you do?
Okay.
God
so
damn,
now
I can't even imagine being you.
Okay. So I'm conducting a criminal
Christ.
DUI investigation. Do
Shut
you
the
understand?
fuck up.
No, because I will not blow in any breathalyzer.
I like your emphasis on the word blow. Also, I don't.
I will not
request
blow.
The lawyer of the court. I will stand up without anyone.
Okay.
Can I please put that
So
out there?
hold on. So before that, I have to read this to you. It doesn't necessarily mean you're getting arrested. It just
Please
means I'm
read it
conducting
on
an
your little card.
investigation. Okay.
God,
you have the
what is
right
it
to
like to
remain
be you?
silent.
Shut the fuck up. I can see why you were. I bet you she was discharged. I bet you she
Anything
was
you
discharged.
say can't be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present while
Bet
you're being
you she
questioned.
talked to her
If you cannot
superior
afford to hire a lawyer,
officer
one
like
will be
this
appointed to
one too
represent
many
you before
times.
any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. You understand what I've read to you?
Absolutely, because you ran off a card.
Absolutely.
Can I stand up now without getting guns drawn on me?
Yes, because these officers are being extremely aggressive against your person. Or was it the other way around? I can't recall.
What's drawing guns on you?
That's fine,
You
because I
can
didn't stand up. I'm asking permission.
Come on.
I am respectful of the law.
Okay, fifth
No,
time.
the
You may stand.
fuck you're
Do you
not.
even know what PTSD is? It's called post-traumatic stress disorder.
I appreciate that. So, based on my training, my experience, lead me to
God,
believe
do you
you're
even give a shit?
Ma'am, do you even know where you are right now? This man standing in front of you is not your psychiatrist, or one of your best friends where you can vent your frustrations and all that jazz. This officer is doing a DUI investigation. You want to know who's the main character in that story? I mean,
That
the
would
main
be
character
you.
syndrome sufferer such as yourself should know.
that you're impaired under the influence
I am
of
not.
alcohol.
You very much are, sir.
And
I refuse your breathalyzer. I would like a
to the
representative
extent
of
that
the
your
state.
normal faculties are impaired.
Oh, man.
Are you willing to perform roadside exercise to dispel my belief you're operating a motor vehicle while under the influence
Absolutely,
of alcohol?
I deny all of it. Not
Denial?
like a
Okay,
lawyer.
go ahead. Place your hands behind your back.
Can I please
Ha,
put this in my
ha,
pocket?
ha.
Put weight in your pocket.
It's the one that's in my fingers. By the way, you're violating my rights as a citizen. Because I have
No,
vocalized.
he's not.
No problem. Right here, okay, you still refusing to submit a sample of your breath?
Absolutely. At the same time, are you, please, as your body came on?
Oh,
Yeah.
Please, are you refusing to allow an American with a disability to have her service dog who is registered to her?
Dude, you don't get to bring your service dog to jail. Even if a blind person with a guide dog was arrested, they wouldn't be allowed to bring the guide dog to jail because they wouldn't be being guided anywhere. They're sitting in a fucking cell. Holy shit. Fuck off.
Her name. Service dog.
Service dogs don't go to the jail.
Absolutely.
No, they don't.
That is my dog, though. Because
understand
It doesn't matter.
I understand that, but they don't go to the jail.
And
they
I
don't
did
have
not
special...
drive tonight, so that's fine. So he's denying me of my service dog for my panic attack PTSD. It is
because service dogs don't go to the jail.
Well, there's nothing gray about it. Service dogs don't go to jail. And they don't go towards your person when you are being investigated for DUI or other criminal offenses. Which part of that 9 degrees of brain, huh? No. There's no braining going on here.
Yes.
Absolutely, that's fine.
Okay,
but I
we're
need
gonna have
my
a seat in the
dog.
car. We're gonna have a seat in the
my
car.
dog.
Come on, we're gonna left.
No, you don't.
Hank, have you ever been in war?
Neither. No, you haven't.
I'm asking you a yes or no.
You have never been in a war, I guarantee you.
You don't know PTSD. That's why I know you think I'm drunk. How dare you? You just took me away from my home base because I was trying to sleep in my car.
My home base. It's not your home base.
Someone did something. Not my fault. What the What proof do you have? How rude.
Oh, that's one way to get yourself charged with DUI and, fleeing the scene of an accident and then doing a little bit of a sleepy bit on the side of the road. While reeking... Wait a minute, you actually had the bloody dogs in the car while you crashed? And driving drunk?
Yep.
There's only one retort to someone trying to use their PTSD and, Marine background and being a veteran as some kind of get-out-of-jail-free card while boozing while cruising. Shut your bloody mouth. Where's your self-respect and respect for other people and your doggies? Now remember to tickle the bell on all things around, and then I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Who the hell was Carl? You reckon her Carl is the Carl from the memes of Shut the Fuck Up Carl?
Call Carl.
Call Carl. Oh my god. Well, that didn't last as long as I thought it would, because that Dr. K shit was bullshit. Bullshit and boring. But I will be back later tonight with a combat hour, and tomorrow with more Coffeestream. So please, if you could see your way to coming back and hanging out with me, share the Streamlabs far and wide, and I'll be back, and if I get any donations between offline or between streams, I shall do some jumping jacks when I get online next. So have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you for the combat hour tonight. I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'll see you later.